How you doing? This is Brotha T. If you want to support the channel, we have t-shirts and other merch right there in the description. Just hit the link.
You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka your boy Brotha T, here with another one. So today is going to be one of those episodes. It's going to be a barn burner, right? Where did I get that from? It's some kind of country saying or something. But this is going to be a hot one. It's going to be a flamer. All right. So before we get into it, though, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit that like button and I need you to hit the subscribe button, because when you hit those buttons or leave a comment, we can continue to give you these little pine cones of wisdom. Now, if you don't know what a pine cone of wisdom is, stick around, stay on the channel, and you'll get it. So today, I'm going to dedicate this one to all my ladies out there who call themselves alpha females, right? Now, your man, Brotha T, I don't refer to females as alpha females, and I'll explain why in a second. But if you are a lady who calls herself an alpha female, I'm going to give you 5 tips to make your dating life a little bit better. 5 tools that you can use to be a little bit more productive. I don't know. Choose a word. I don't know. But I'm going to give you 5 things you can do so you can have better luck out here with some of these guys, right? Because it gets a little bit tough out here in this dating market. Your man Brotha T, I went on some dating apps and I've been, meeting people here and there to see if I can build connections. And trust me, it's not easy out here, right? Things have definitely changed, and some women are way more aggressive than they used to be, right? So you got to be careful with how you do things out here. Now, to answer the question that you might have in your head right now, why don't you call ladies alpha females? Okay, I have to let you know up front before I even get into this comment, I'm not a sexist in any kind of way. I'm going off of Western views of what relationships are. All right, so when I say that, there's usually one head when you have 2 people coming together. I don't believe in half and half either, because both people are equally important in a relationship. But when it comes down to things falling apart, one person is going to take most of the blame, and that's usually the guy, right? And some women will agree with me that the guy is looked at as the leader, right? And when I say the leader, I don't mean like he's the ruler or lord of anything, but he just takes the blame and he takes the culpability for if things work out or if they don't. He's the first one blamed, just like a coach in sports, right? When things go bad and the team can't win a game, the players on the team, they get a little blame, but the coach ultimately will lose his job. And that's kind of how I look at it, right? So that's why I don't use the word alpha, because you can't have 2 people together and have 2 alphas. It won't work, right? It might work for a little while, but it's not going to work, right? So I'm not doing that to diminish you. If you believe it, believe it. We can have difference of opinion and I can still love you, right? So let me go into the 5 things that alpha females can do to have a better dating life. The first thing that I want you to do, I want you to find men that match your energy. What do I mean by this? Because don't just choose guys to go out with or even to get serious with just because of the way they look, right? Well, of course, you want to be attracted to somebody, but don't make that your only criteria, because some of these guys might not match up with you energy-wise. What do I mean energy-wise? I'm going to go into, when I talk about this, I'm not talking about gender. So don't think man, woman when I say this. If you're an alpha female, so-called, that means you're probably embracing more of your masculine energy. So if you find a guy who embraces more of their masculine energy, and you are a woman who embraces more of her masculine energy, you're gonna butt heads, you're gonna collide. So you might want to choose a guy who embraces a little bit more of his feminine energy. And I'm not saying like he doesn't have to be, gay or anything. He doesn't have to be, overly feminine, effeminate. I don't know how to say it. Effeminate. He doesn't have to be like that. It's not what I'm saying. But a guy that embraces that energy, meaning a guy that's not going at you and then you guys are arguing all the time. A guy that's a little bit more calm, nurturing. He embraces that side of him. Now he can still be a man too and be in his masculine energy as well. Just a man that's a little more balanced with it, right? Someone that's not super alpha man, right? So that might match up and that might work out a little bit better for you because you'll start to realize that you're not arguing as much with this guy and you guys probably balance each other out a little bit. All right. So that's one thing that alpha females could do to have a better dating. Right now, one note that I'm going to give you, if you don't want to go that route and you say, hey, I don't want no guy embracing any of his feminine energy, nothing like that. What that's going to mean is you're going to have to come out of your alphaness a little bit and get a little more feminine. So you have the choice there. All right. So it's going to be one or the other. If you don't do these things and you don't think I don't know what I'm talking about, and you just saying, Brother T, you're an idiot, I know what I'm doing out here, go ahead, have fun. When you're 60, no man, no life, don't come to me. I'm not listening to it. Okay, so the next thing you can do is, I think I just touched on it just now, but be a little softer. Let him take the lead on certain things. Now, he doesn't have to be the Lord of your life. He doesn't have to tell you what to do, but just let him take the lead on certain things. Give you an example. If you guys are going to go out for dinner and he insists on paying and you're like, no, we're going to split this bill. So just say, okay, let him pay. Right? Because that make him feel a little more, and you'll have better luck that way, right? This works. Being soft works because that's what a masculine man is looking for. He's looking for something that's the opposite of him. You're supposed to balance each other out. I want you to think of it like this. Do you remember back in science class, you had the magnets, you had the North Pole, South Pole magnets? Do you remember that? Do you remember what happened when you took a North Pole and a North Pole and you tried to put them together? You remember what used to happen? You said, whoa, you can't put them together. No matter what you did, no matter how close you thought you got, you just couldn't, they wouldn't match up. That's the same thing as if you're alpha female and he's an alpha man. Sometimes you'll have to step up out of your alpha in order for that to balance out. So be a little softer. It works. All right. So the next thing you can try, don't try to tell him how to lead. Don't try to tell him how to lead. All right. So one of the worst things you can do as a man, one of the worst things that one of the things that we try to avoid the most is pushy and bossy women, right? Not to say that we can't handle that, not to say that we can't, it's too much for us. It's just that we don't want to deal with it, right? It's a headache, right? It's definitely a headache and it'll run you right out of the door. All right. So when you try to tell him how to lead, that is being pushy. If everything he does, you're saying, well, yeah, my pastor would do it like this though. Or, hey, my father used to do it like this though. Or don't you think that's better? Because I don't think you should be doing that. Or a man should be doing this, not that, right? Men hate this. Don't do this because now you're questioning our very manhood. One thing that we stand on, our pride, is in our manhood, our masculinity, the way we express it and the way we lead. So if you're telling us how to lead and you're the woman and you insist on telling us how to lead, only two men are going to be conducive to that, right? Men that are too far in their feminine, right? That just don't want to be leaders, and dudes that just are putting up with you for time being, right? And you say, whoa, that sounds harsh. Yes, some dudes will put up with you for a little while until they find something better, right? Or if you're just taking care of the bills. We'll talk about that later. All right. So another thing you can do is Try not to be too independent, right? It's good to be independent. Remember that song IDINDEP, whatever. It's good to be that way as a woman. It's great. It's women's lib and all this good stuff, femininity, and it's great. I love to see women winning. I love to see women bosses. But when you're too independent, he thinks that you don't need him in any kind of way. And if you don't, it might be true that you don't, but don't show it. Don't make it clear. If you make it clear, it's not attractive to a lot of men. We don't want to be around. We want to be needed. We want to be wanted. And if you make it clear that you don't need us or want us, we'll go over here with her who needs us and want us. Now, sometimes we'll use you as a placeholder, right? If you're that way, if you're too independent, we'll use you as a placeholder, or we'll use you as a way to get some, free, some good times out of it, right? And then we'll have the one over here, and then we'll go off and marry her, and you'll be like, well, how do you get her? How does she get him, right? What does she got that I ain't got, right? She let the man lead. She wasn't too independent. She was soft with him. Think about these things. I'm telling you, these things work. All right, so I need you to get off your masculine horse and make him feel needed. Get off your masculine horse. Get off of it. So I'm going to drop a nice little tip, all right, for you women out there. You want your man to really get on your side. You want him to really get on your side. Of course, make him feel needed, but do these little things, right? Just come up to him out of the blue and just tell him how strong he is. Tell him how great he is at doing something, right? If he's doing something, especially if it's for you, tell him how good he is at it, right? You know what I mean? Just do it. It'll work, right? Even if he doesn't say anything, or if he reacts like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Trust me, in his brain, he's like, yeah. That's how it works, right? Trust me. This is even for the alpha female. Do this every now and then. It works. It works. It works. So let's go to the last thing, because I could draw this video out all day. So I'm not. So the last thing you can do, this will really help you. This last thing, trust me, will be the grand thing that you can do that'll help you in the dating market if you're having trouble and calling yourself an alpha female. This will work great. Trust me. I want you to get around feminine women who can show you how to be softer. Now you're saying that, well, what are they gonna tell me that she been married and some people look at marriage as some kind of slavery. It's not. But those women can really teach you a thing or two about getting along with the opposite sex, because they're not so far in their masculine where they think of things in a masculine way. We're talking traits, not gender, remember. All right, so if you get around one that's been married for a long period of time, a lot of times they'll have more feminine characteristics that they can pass along to you and show you some of the things that you can do to have a healthier, more prosperous relationship with the opposite sex. Preferably someone who has been happily married for a long period of time can really help you in this. So this has been your man, Brother T. I hope this helps somebody out there. And even if it doesn't, leave me a comment and tell me I'm an idiot. That's cool too. All right? I'll probably erase the comment later, but I'll love for you to get it though. This has been your man, Brother T, and I enjoyed talking to you, and I will check you on the next video, family. I'm out of here. Peace.